Hey Top Dogs, Alyssa here with the demonstration for the boot camp workout of the day for April 16th. So we're going to start off with warm-ups with 30 seconds each of bodyweight squats, sweeps, T-spine twists, walking lunges with reach, and skips with jumps. So really quickly, I'm just going to demo those exercises for you, and then we'll move on to the next ones. So your typical bodyweight squats, you're just going to move right into those. Biggest thing, make sure those knees don't go past your toes and knees are tracking in the same direction. Keep that spine nice and long. Send that booty down. Don't offer that duck-tailed. Keep it tucked. Set it straight up. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Keep that core nice and strong. Sweeps. This was an exercise that we did as a warm-up a couple of days ago. Step your left foot out in front of you. Keep that leg nice and straight. Right knee stays bent. Reach forward with those toes pointed up. Sweep it and reach. You'll feel some extension through that front body. Step that right leg through. Bend that left knee. Reach and sweep. Next we're going to do T-spine twist. So just a nice little rotation. Right here. Nice twist in your thoracic and lumbar spine. Depends on how far you bring that chin through. You might get a little bit of cervical spine twist as well. Next, you're going to have a walking lunge with reach. So find that lunge, send it down, reach it back. Bring it up. Other side, send it down. Watch those knees. If you prefer to rest on the ground, that's totally okay. Give you a little bit more stability as you reach back. Finally, the skips with jumps. So skip, jump. Really working on power, pressing through, nice calf activation there. After you're finished that warm up with 30 seconds each of those exercises, you're going to go into a 15-minute AMRAP. So for 15 minutes, you're going to do as many rounds as possible of 10 burpees, 10 plank jacks, 10 squat jumps, 10 mountain climbers, and 10 curtsy lunges. Make sure that you do your own modifications. Some of the exercises that we put on here are the basic ones that we like to introduce. It makes it a lot easier for us. When we're writing things, it starts to look pretty cluttered when we offer every modification on every single workout and WOD. So with the burpees, offer your twist, offer your way of doing your burpees. When we demonstrate, we like to show our way, but then we do give modifications and amplifications. When I like to do my burpees, I start off with the jump first. I send myself right into that squat. I bring my legs out wide. I plant those hands down. I jump back and go into a push-up. On my way back up, make sure both feet are firmly planted. Send it back up. That's going to be one burpee for me. Now for you, if you don't like to do that jump, you can come up on your toes. Send it down. Biggest thing is that you want to make sure you're moving and you're moving safely. So when you're coming down into your bodyweight squat, you can plant both hands down. Make sure that you protect those wrists. Keep those fingertips nice and strong and tented. Do not shift that weight forward. Don't lift those heels up. Keep those heels down. Weight is back. You can step one leg at a time, and that can be it, and you send it right back up. If you like to come here, maybe drop those knees, challenge yourself with this push-up here. Or if you like to come all the way down, release it, shoot it back up. The biggest thing is before you go to step up, you want to ensure that both feet are planted firmly on the ground. That way you're not sending your body forward, giving you the tendency to fall. With the plank jacks, find your variation of your plank jack. So if you like to keep it up on a high plank, biggest thing you want to protect those joints and make sure that your hips stay nice and long. You have this nice straight angle. Not up high, not down low. Keep that core tight, glutes are fired, quads are fired, and you're pressing through those heels. And if you like to jump out and back in, if you like to step it out one at a time, step it one at a time back in. If you like to bring it down low, same principles stay here. Keep those joints stacked. If you like to keep those fingertips nice and long, keep that pressure through those elbows. Do not let yourself drop. Again, ensuring safety, not just proper form of working those muscles, but also safety. Squat jumps, find whatever works for you. Due to the Q angle with my hips and some of my leg muscles, more comfortable for me to work a little wider. If you prefer staying more narrow, going all the way out wide for your squat jumps. Again, your variety, your choice, your option, your modification. Biggest thing here, find your squat and bring it up. If you're here on your toes, or if you're here on a jump, make sure you land safely in that jump. Land softly on those toes, send that weight back into those heels. You'll probably find yourself right back into another squat. Do not land hard. Make sure those knees keep a bend in them upon that landing, again, for joint safety. For the mountain climbers, your option with the mountain climbers, when you're in your plank for the mountain climbers, if you like to move really, really fast, do those kicks. Do like one at a time. Bring it up with your range of motion. Just be sure we're not wiggling side to side. We're not shooting too far forward or coming up. With the curtsy lunges, this is one of the options that you can add weight to. Biggest thing with the curtsy lunges is that you're offering that cross. Going all the way back here with that back leg, you can bring it all the way down and bring it back up. Either way, ensure that with that front leg, knee doesn't track too far forward, and then you keep that weight back in your heel. So once you finish those 15 minutes of AMRAP, go ahead and challenge yourself with this next round, and you're doing these exercises for time. So just time yourself as long as it takes. If you'd like to save this and do this for another boot camp day, then that's your choice, and then maybe you can challenge yourself and see if you were able to complete that in a little quicker time. We're gonna have 50 glute bridges, 40 pendulums, 30 inchworms with Spider-Man, 20 down dog push-ups, 10 single leg deadlifts, and that'll be per leg, 5 alternating lunges, again per leg, and a 1-minute handstand. So glute bridges, we're all pretty familiar with those. This is, again, one of my favorite exercises. With our glute bridges, the biggest thing I want you to focus on, powering through those heels, make sure we're in a nice straight line here. We've got that pelvic tuck going, so the glutes are already fired up. We typically tend to be in an anterior pelvic tilt. Make sure that our arms are long and active, triceps are flexed. Inhale strong and exhale, bring those hips up. Watch that you don't wave from side to side, and that when your hips come up, they're coming straight up like you're getting pulled by a string rather than a little wiggly line, which will tend to happen here. Just make sure that that core is tight and you keep that pelvic tuck while you're moving. For pendulums, this is a core exercise where you're waving your legs from side to side, kind of like a pendulum. It's a lot easier to see from this way, that way you can see my legs. So again, you've got that pelvic tuck. Bring those feet up as high as you can. Your toes will stay pointed. Your hands will go underneath the outside of your glutes just to offer a little bit of support and stability. And with breath, just to offer your legs from one side to the other. As far as you can go. Doesn't have to be all the way to the ground. Just make sure that you feel that core firing up. We got 40 of those. One side is 1, the next side will be 2, and back and forth. For the 30 inchworms with Spider-Man, sit up nice and tall, get ready to work those inchworms. So if you do need to offer that bend to your knees so you can find contact with the ground with your hands, step it all the way out, walk it out. Spider-Man is when we step one leg beside one hand on the outside, send it back. Do the same for the other side. And let's walk it back up for inchworm, and that's going to be 1 rep. We've got 30 of those. 20 down dog push-ups. We did these the other day. So find yourself in a down dog. Perfect down dog comes from your perfect plank. Just make sure that your feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart, so you're nice and comfortable and balanced here. If you like to get your wiggle in first, that way you're comfortable in that down dog push-up. Then you've got 2 options. You can just send it right into plank. If you like to be right in plank, maybe offer a tricep push-up here for yourself, then shoot it back. Or if you want to ride the wave, send it all the way through, and bring it up, and send it back. Again, your choice. Find your variation that works for you and still challenges you, but doesn't make you unbearable during your workouts. You're just going to be a little uncomfortable. With the single leg deadlifts, if you would like to perform these rather 20 double leg deadlifts, you can, or you can find yourself a wall or a chair for balance. Biggest thing when performing these is that your stable leg is strong, your glutes are activated, your quads are activated, and you've got that other leg just a little bit off the ground. You may add weight here, and you just want to send those hips back while also reaching down towards the ground. You'll start to feel a pull in your hamstrings, and then just like a nice little pendulum, you'll swing yourself back up. You can send that leg all the way back, or just allow it to stay just a little elevated. Pardon my balance. This is my first time wearing shoes for today. Been pretty barefoot during this. With the alternating lunges, you can do them really quick, or you can do them one at a time. So, biggest thing with the lunges, you just want to make sure that you've got some integrity in your form. If you want to do alternating lunges, use those arms to bring you a little bit of momentum. If you like to just step one back one at a time, you may also do that. And then finally, a 1 minute handstand. So getting into a handstand, you don't just have to kick it up and hold it. You can utilize walls, you can climb up a wall with your feet if you're comfortable doing so, if you use a fence outside. If you do not want to perform a handstand, your alternative for this can be holding in a tabletop, doing a down dog to plank, just holding in a down dog, just holding in a plank, maybe holding a plank, performing shoulder shrugs. To demonstrate how to perform a handstand, walking it into from a wall. What you want to do is start with a plank, but come a little closer to the wall where your feet are there. You're going to walk up this wall with your feet while also challenging your balance and using your hands. So it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but you just want to hold it here. You want to make sure that the scaps stay tucked and engaged. Those glutes are firing up, quads are strong, and your head is right between those biceps. You're going to be climbing up that wall. And then to get down, you may walk back out or just kick it down. An option for yourself, again, challenge yourself, but also practice safety. And then finally, with our finishers, this is just something like little burnouts to continue to challenge yourself and then also cool down. Glute bridge marches, we'll do all these 30 by 30. Glute bridge marches, side plank crunches, flutter kicks, runner's lunge with T-spine mobility, 90-90s with sweeps, and finally a down dog. So for the glute bridge marches, we've already visited glute bridges today. The biggest difference with marches is that you've got some single leg stability going. So what you want to watch here, get into that glute bridge, lift one leg, keep that 90-degree bend at that knee, continue to keep that pressure in that heel of the standing leg. Biggest thing, watch those hips, don't let them dip from one side, don't let them come up to the other either. And we're just going to march. You can just hold them up there for one breath cycle, or you can challenge yourself and hold them for 15 seconds each. Side plank crunches. These are a little challenging, so if you prefer to just stay in a side plank or perform crunches, just double the time. Find your side plank. Closer you are to the ground, the safer you are, the closer you are, the less likely the fall may hurt if you have one. Stagger your feet. So I'm on my left side, my elbow is just under my shoulder. My left foot is in front of my right foot. My right arm comes up high. I'm going to crunch and reach. Crunch and reach. If you want to just continue to challenge your balance, you may stay in this side plank, open it up here, or you can bring it up high. Do that on each side. Then we'll have flutter kicks. Flutter kicks, the way that I like to perform them, that way I have a little bit of aid in my balance and make sure that my low back is nice and secure and protected. I like to lean on my elbows, so when my hands are just outside my glutes, I keep my elbows down here as well. Point those toes, extend those knees. Just give nice little flutter kicks. Just ensure that your spine stays long. Keep those eyes on your feet. Perform that. You'll feel that nice and deep in your core. Next, we'll perform the runner's lunge with T-spine mobility. So now we're starting to work into some of our cool down with some more stretches. So find your runner's lunge. That's when we'll be here. Try to keep that back leg extended. If you'd prefer to keep your back foot on the ground, do so. Just make sure the top of your foot is also on the ground. When we're in this runner's lunge, to perform T-spine mobility, make sure both hands are nice and strong to the ground. You'll open up nice and long across that chest. And you can either hold here or be mobile and move up and down. An inhale will bring you up, and an exhale will bring you back down. Make sure you have both sides on those. Next will be a 90-90 with a sweep. You can perform just the 90-90s by themselves. You can do hip extensions. If you're super flexible or super comfortable with your hip mobility, you can go into a pidgeot instead. With the 90-90, you want to find 90-degree bend at both your knee and your ankle with both legs. So one will be right in front of you. Keep it parallel to your mat or rug or whatever line you may have in front of you. Make sure that the sit bone of the front leg, try to keep that in contact with the ground. That other sit bone may not be there, and that's definitely okay. What we're working on here is just finding that stretch, that mobility. Once we're here, we feel strong. We're going to perform a sweep. So you're going to sweep with your arm. So since my left leg is in front, I'm going to take my right hand, offer that T-spine twist with a lean, and sweep it around. Once we get back here, it'll be a little awkward. Just keep it moving. And I'm using that left hand to offer me a little bit of stability and aid with my balance. If you like the additional challenge, you can use both arms and sweep with them as well. You'll feel a nice stretch along both side bodies. Just make sure that you perform them on both sides. Say if you'd like the hip extension, you may want to tuck your heel in closer to your pelvis, then stand up. Exhale, offer that switch, challenge yourself again. Reset, offer that heel closer to your pelvis, then bring it up. And finally, one of the best things to help us slow down our heart rate after all of this, revisiting a couple times, is down dog. Find that plank, send it up. You should start to feel more comfortable in your down dog. Offer some of that back body stretch. Really press through the heel of your hands. And if you like to bring it forward, drop those knees and end your last round in a nice child's pose. This one is definitely very challenging, so continue to challenge yourself while we're doing this work from home as we continue to challenge ourselves and hope to get more creative and provide awesome content for you guys. Thank you. I hope that you enjoy.